Hello everyone, Shadefyre here, and today, for a month or so of Dino, we're going to be taking a first impressions look at Carnivores 2. Now, we looked at the first game, and it seemed like an okay idea for the time, but it was also very basic. There wasn't really a lot in it, and your only real way of tracking down dinosaurs was to just yell out and hope that they yell back, and then run in that direction until they catch sight of you and run away anyway. So, hopefully we can actually do a little bit better at bagging some targets. First thing you'll notice, there's no rank anymore at the top. Instead, it just has an account with our credits. And from what I understand, that pool doesn't actually diminish. It's just every time we get kills, it increases our account balance so we can go for more expensive stuff with more expensive gear. Also, fun little thing. You headphones users can still tell that the audio shifts with where the mouse is on the main menu. So, enjoy that. Alright, let's get in here. So this is one of those sequels that came out like a year after the original and is more or less a expansion on the original game's concept rather than a big unique thing of its own. So we have locations. You can see those have their own credit costs as well. We have dinosaurs, we have our weapons, and we have our equipment, like camouflage. I like it it's spelled wrong there, but it's spelled right above in the description. So, like the first game, most of this stuff will decrease your score, and considering you only get, like, a couple points from most things, guess you don't really want to, take these with you unless you absolutely need them. But double ammo, for some reason, does not cost you anything. It doesn't even cost you credits, so I don't know why you wouldn't take double ammo. Alright, so we could hunt anywhere, but again, we don't have a lot of points. We only have 100 to work with, so I think we're going to have to stick with the defaults for the most part. Well, we've got 50 points of wiggle room from what it has set us up with here, but I think we're going to want that for the X-bow, because the pistol I don't think is very good. Like, the shotgun was not great in the original, and the pistol is worse than that. Very good for close combat, but lame for shooting at distant targets. Alright, so we have the Delphus Hills. Or I'm trying to, like, use context of other words that have that in order to pronounce this properly. I'm just going to say Delphus for simplicity's sake. The smallest island on the tour, the rolling hills surround an enormous bay. Impassable mountains make deadly traps for the unwary. In the center of the island is a large chasm of unknown origin, and the deserted remains of an archaeology outpost. So, I think there's a little bit of a hint of a story here, but it's mostly just from stuff you can find in the levels, and not any sort of actual progression. I'm pretty sure that, again, Carnivores Cityscape is the only one that actually has, like, a story. So we have the Parasaurolophus, which just looks as doofy as it did in the first game. We have the Ankylosaur, which the first game didn't have. Stegosaur, which it did. You can see these are just directly reused models. The Allosaur, Chasmosaur, Velociraptor, Spinosaurus, which is weirdly very small. Look at the size. Length, 4 to 6 meters, compared to the T-Rex, which is 10 to 14 meters. Largest carnivore on Earth? Nope. Here it's just a small boy. We have Ceratosaurus and the T-Rex, which is our ultimate target, which the first game did not have. The only way to kill a T-Rex is shooting his eye. Yes. Considering the janky and erratic way that dinosaurs move in this when they're coming at you, that sounds pretty difficult. You have to pretty much take him down when he doesn't know you're there. So, we'll go after an Ankylosaur. Now, I guess you can take multiples as well, so that you can hunt either or. Maybe we'll do that. Double ammo. Take the X-bow, because, again, it's probably more reliable. And let's get in. Now, I thought I was recording in widescreen for the first game, but it turned out that the recording was somehow capturing in 4:3 even when I was seeing it, so I guess it was post-stretching it and not actually outputting it as stretched originally. But I think this should be widescreen. I'm going to say that it's probably in 4:3 just for covering all my bases, but it might also be in widescreen when you're seeing this. I'm seeing it in widescreen. Wow, this thing takes up the whole fucking screen. Alright, Mosschop's still wandering around. I wonder if the audio's any better. You notice the draw distance is better. And that there are a lot more trees. A lot denser here. Trying to remember what button I have change call to. Oh, it's Z. Hopefully, an Ankylosaur cannot effectively run away from us. Also, I just realized I didn't look at the target zones, so I don't know where to shoot it, but I'm going to assume the head, because the head is one of the few places where an Ankylosaur is not that armored. I don't think we're going to be able to get it in the soft underbelly. I still didn't actually look up what direction the wind indicator indicates, so I don't know if we're going with or against the wind. I mean, it's going horizontally right now, so it doesn't matter. Okay, I'm pretty sure he's right over here, but he could be extremely to my left, since I still don't think the directional audio is that accurate. How does that sound? It looks like we still have mostly the same ambient wildlife. I don't know if this is a Gallimimus. It looks a little smaller. No, the head looks right. But yeah, this is pretty much the same game. Just new locations, some new targets, some new weapons. Including, I think, a better sniper rifle. The first game, I don't think you can actually zoom with the sniper rifle, but I think this one you can. And you also have binoculars, which you didn't have before. So I think I hear it directly in front of me. Like right at the bottom of this hill. Is that my target? It looks a little too fleshy. Okay, I think that's straight over here. So yeah, kind of the same thing though. We just run around the island and look for our targets. And then we shoot them, and then find more targets until we run out of ammo. Okay, that is definitely our target over there. So we want to stay out of the wind by staying diagonally ahead of him. Make sure run is turned off for crouching. So if this doesn't work for sneaking up on him, I don't know how to sneak up on him otherwise. That's a Stegosaur. Pretty sure I saw an Ankylosaur, though. But you notice the Stegosaur is not running away from me at this distance, which is good. Well, now he is. I think I moved too far to the left so he actually saw me. But I actually at least managed to sneak up on him, which didn't work at all for anything I tried in the first game. Okay, it's kind of off this way. I guess it would be cool to find those ruins they were talking about the archaeology camp. Can't really tell looking at this map where that would be, though. Maybe I should have took the radar. I don't know that he's actually getting closer. So yeah, you can use the binoculars. You can actually look at a target and you can see how big it is, how far it is. So you know if it's actually worth the ammo. If it's, you know, dinky, you might want to avoid it so you get more points. But I think I might have had the sensitivity turned up too high or something for dinosaur detection in the original game. It's the only reason I can think of that they were detecting us from so far away. Oh. Can't actually tell what that is. I think it's a Dimetrodon. Yeah. So we can't hunt those, but those are another ambient wildlife, and another one that's not a dinosaur, but a synapsid. The ancestors to mammals. There's another Stegosaur. Friggin' no shortage of them this time. wonder if these will attack us. I think they're herbivores in this game for some reason. Look at them loping away. Yeah, I don't know. He always sounds equally distant, but the call is also a lot quieter in general, so hard to tell. A part of me wonders if that's actually coming from behind me. No paras in this area. Also, I think we have to grind more before we could even see a second map, because wasn't the second one like 50? Oh, that Stegosaur detected me from this distance. I wonder if it's because I'm running. So yeah, the fact that there's no tracks or any other way of tracking these things aside from just calls still makes it tedious to actually find your target compared to later hunting games. Because, you know, you can't run because you'll spook them. And crouching doesn't really seem to stop you from spooking them, so all you can do is very slowly walk around like this until you stumble across your target and then hopefully pop it before it notices you. You don't really have time to line up your shot. Okay, he's getting a little louder, so I think we are actually getting closer. Even though I'm crouching, and I'm not downwind of him, and I'm not moving very quickly, I still hear fleeing ahead of me, which means they detected me. And I don't know how to avoid that. I like the idea to, like, even to just break even. There's our target. Even to just break even on these things, you pretty much need to kill them from a huge distance without using any of the normal hunting tools. Because, you know, hunters basically over-prepare so that they can essentially cheat against animals by covering up their scent and hiding in camouflaged blinds and all of the things that make it to the point where I don't know why they ever consider a fair hunt. Like, yeah, sure, there are bow hunters who will just sneak up and shoot an animal with a bow, and that is somewhat of a challenge compared to all these fat jackasses that just sit drinking beers in a blind and occasionally pop out a shot at a deer passing by. And bait, too. They also use bait. It's why I think the original Predator, like the jungle predator from the first movie, is a lot more accurate as kind of just a trophy hunter compared to later honorable predators, because he uses all of the same kind of modern cheats. He just has better technology, so he can also camouflage from his stupid prey. But yeah, I've said it before, I have zero respect for trophy hunters. I think they're a bunch of shitheels. And like some people say, oh, well, the whole trophy hunting industry is what allows conservation to happen in places like Africa, where there's not a lot of money otherwise to put into protecting the wildlife from poachers and shit, but it's like, those poachers and shit are the same people that you're protecting it from, because they feel entitled to rare animal skulls. I think that is the Ankylosaur. Man, he's quick. And, of course, I haven't edited or uploaded the Carnivores 1 video yet, so any tips people had for how I can not spook everything always have not reached me by the time I'm recording this. Apologies. There's a Pteranodon, I think. Yeah, pretty sure that's what the jumbled text says. You can kind of read it. I don't think the first game had those. It only had the Dimetrodons. Or Dimorphodons, not Dimetrodons. Okay, our tanky boy ran over this way somewhere. I think that's him. Now, I would love to take a shot at him from this distance. Oh, something over there. Gallimimus. But, for one, I'm pretty sure shooting him in the ass isn't going to do much. I have to get a shot on his head. And for two, I still can't tell which one of these posts I should be using. I'm pretty sure it's the bottom one for long distance, because... Because the top one you'd be aiming lower. Whereas the bottom one you'd be aiming... There's more of an arc. What's the distance? Like 300 meters. And this thing has an effective range of 80. So I don't think we're going to be dropping an arrow into his skull from here. But, once again, the windage should be on our side here because it's completely away from the target. So I should be able to get... Oh, his head is in the open right now. I don't know if there's drop, though, or if these are just hit scan arrows, because it didn't seem like it spooked him. I would hope that having these trees here means that I could just walk without being seen, but I don't know if the trees actually affect the dinosaur's vision at all. I tried to look up tips as well, and it turns out it's pretty hard to find any real information about this game. I think half of the fan sites that used to exist are gone now. So, I looked up Carnivores tips, and I'm getting fucking, like, Reddit results for the Isle for playing as Carnivores. I don't know, it's a Dimetrodon. I like the way that their sails kind of floppy when they walk. Like, it's not actually supposed to be, I think it just warps. That's kind of funny looking. Oh, walked right through them. They're not even solid. Alright, well eventually we'll catch up to this Ankylosaur. It's always like 100 steps ahead of me. But if we chase it for long enough, we might actually run into some paras instead. Got a little valley here. This seems like a good place to chase a dinosaur into. But yeah, there's no traps you can set up, and there's no kind of, like, ways to track these things down. So I think this maybe isn't great as a hunting game, and I'm curious to see, like I said in the previous one, if the remake added anything to make hunting a little more, you know, hunting-y, instead of just, hey, it's you and some dinosaurs on an island, and eventually you'll trip over the ones you need. I'm really hoping that stereo audio works in this. Because I can't understand how you'd be able to really play this game if you didn't have stereo audio. Otherwise, you have a very vague idea of where these sounds are coming from, unless you, like, blast your speakers. Also, it seems like there's maybe not any predators on this island, like the first island in the first game. Or at least I didn't see any predators on the first island. Mushrooms! Weird alien mushrooms. One of them has a piece missing. Little details that I don't think the first game had. I can't tell what that says. Oh, it's moss chops. It's basically like, I look at it and I'm trying to match it in my brain to similar looking shapes of words that I know of dinosaurs. So if we see anything that I don't inherently know the name of, then I'm gonna have no idea what it says. Oh, we got a little foggy swamp hole here. Looks kind of nice. Maybe it would have been better if there was more fog on the island, honestly. You can also choose your time of day. I think we picked, like, evening by default. But as far as I'm aware, there's no mechanical difference between the times of day, aside from carnivores are a little more active at night. But there's no, like, oh, it's nighttime, so they have a harder time seeing you. Why is this thing so good at running away from us? Also, like, this game would work a lot better if it had, like, food and water requirements for dinosaurs, says then you could actually wait at, like, a watering hole like this, and eventually someone would come by to drink, you know? Instead of just wandering randomly with no actual things that direct them. Because I don't think they have favored locations or places they try to get to or hang around. It's just randomly placed on the island every time you load it up. I cannot believe how long it's taking to catch up to this guy. I don't even think I had this much trouble catching up to the paras. But I'm sure someone will admonish me and be like, oh, well, you actually just need to be really patient in this game if you want to get a hunt. But, you know, that's not very interesting. Like, there's a difference between patience to get the perfect hunt set up, and patience meaning just walk really slow and eventually get close to your target. But I was doing that, and that also wasn't stopping them from running away, so... Not really sure where I'm going wrong here. It's not like I'm sprinting around at full speed at all times. Okay, sounds closer again. The wind is once again in our favor. Probably not going to make a difference. And I think I'm just going to start wildly shooting at it and hope I hit it. I hear a lot of footsies. Oh, there he is. Yeah, he's already close enough that he's freaking out. So I think I'm just going to chase him and say, fuck it, with the stealth. Wait until he gets stuck on part of the terrain and then shoot him in the head. Ooh, he is quick. And also non-physical. I mean, we don't have stamina or anything, so I can run indefinitely, but I think he is quite a bit faster than me. So we really are depending on the terrain to angle him into our shots. That went right over him. He's too close for me to use the bottom pin. But hey, I bet we're gonna lose points because he's spooked when he died. And that, like, throws off his chemical balance or whatever. Alright, I shot him in the side. He's worth 6 points. After all that. Took 20 minutes to find him, I think. Oh no, that's just what time it is right now. Alright, well, we killed the target. I guess I don't have to worry about where I hit him. In fact, I can't even tell where I hit him. You guys gonna come pick this up? Oh. The silent spaceship just flies right into the tree.
Getting trophy aboard.
And there he goes.
Moving to the trophy area.
Oh, now it makes a thruster sound. I assume it's not possible to spawn in without the dinosaurs you're hunting spawning in, right? Like, they have to be somewhere. Also, these maps are bigger than I thought. Like, just looking at the speed we're moving on the map when I'm sprinting. So it could actually take quite a while to run across this. Oh, we got like an actual swamp here. Now we gotta find the dinosaur, or the Spinosaur, that'll ask us, what are you doing in my swamp? Ooh. There was a moment of utter chaos when my head was halfway underwater. I always love that thing in Bethesda RPGs where you can see perfectly clearly underwater if you just partially stick your head under so that most of the surface is still visible. Because it's something they never fixed. Then again, when has Bethesda ever really tried to fix engine features in their reused engine? They just add new features that don't work. Like, hey, remember when they made Radiant AI really good and it actually works and doesn't just have people spout random nonsense at each other throughout the day? I don't. Now I'm just trying to find the camp more than anything. It could be that thing to the north of where I am now, like northeast. See that little brown splotch? I wish I could zoom in on the map, but even stretched out, that doesn't seem to render larger. Not a single callback yet. Should also mention that I turned up the population density slider all the way for this and the first game, so normally there would be even less creatures around than there is right now, and there really isn't that many. Especially if the flying ones count towards the overall map population, since they're just decoration. See, this really looks like a place where you should find something nestled into that mountain, which I'm realizing is very much in my way. I think if we take the pistol, we can at least check out the other map. But I don't know that there's much else to see, again, without a lot of grinding. Because if I'm getting like 5 or 6 points, then I'm going to have to kill 10 things in order to get 50 points to upgrade towards the next map or next target. A weird little mountain that we can jump over. It's a good thing they at least give you a jump. Most hunting games will not give you a jump. Really, I think every first-person game should have a jump, even if it isn't ever really utilized. It just feels like you have more control that way. And, you know, you can try to break progression by jumping over stuff. Here's some stompy footsies, but that's probably another stegosaur. Yeah, it's a stegosaur over there. Oh, there's another Ankylosaur. No hesitation, we're just going to shoot them as soon as we see them. I aimed a little high there, though. Can't tell if he's... Oh, now he's running from me. Well, he is kind of heading in the direction I need to go to see if this is actually the camp. And if it's not, that's fine, we'll leave. And we'll go check out the other map. I can't imagine the pistol is actually useful against any of the herbivores either, because, you know, they don't charge you, so you're not ever going to get close enough to use it effectively. I hear him still. At least, I think I hear him. I hear footsteps of some kind. You'd think an Ankylosaur would be very clompy with its footsteps. I can't even tell if I'm hitting that close to it. Like, you get a projectile impact, but it seemed like even when one of those shots hit it, it didn't really actually hit it. Or maybe I was just imagining that being a hit. So this over here is the thing on the map that I thought might be the camp. But it looks like it's just a big dirty brown ravine. Unless these are the excavation trenches. But no, they seem to just be foggy holes. So yeah, I don't think any of these, like, topographical features serve any purpose whatsoever. I think they're just kind of there. I mean, I guess this would be another good place to chase a dinosaur into. Alright, well. Hold on. We've got 2 more bolts, and there might be a para over this hill. If we can clamber over it, it'll become apparent whether there is or not. Let me guess. He heard me, or smelled me, or something. And that's why he's not calling back. Oh, there he is. Well, the para we definitely cannot catch up to if he runs away. But can I snipe him from here? Nah, he's gone. Alright, let's head back. Oops, I hit restart. Well, there goes our 6 points. Okay, yeah, so go with that. And we'll go to Fort Siskin, a good-sized area consisting of dense pine forests encircling a murky swamp. In the southwest corner lies an abandoned settlement guarded by a towering dinosaur wall that now lies in ruins from the fury of a T-Rex. So people have tried to colonize this supposedly uncolonizable planet. And it's not gone well for them. Oh, there's that bug sound again. Yep. I picked Allosaurus and there's already one coming to kill me.
Trophy coordinates received.
Easy. That was worth 10 points. So maybe the carnivores are how you really get the points, because at least they will try to kill you. I'm kind of curious now if these topographical features they talk about actually exist. Or if they're just set dressing that don't even show up in the actual level. Like, after that description, I'm hoping there's a big goddamn wall somewhere around here. Like the one in Skull Island, or even the Peter Jackson King Kong. I guess that's the wall right there. And we can swim. I think we can also drown. Yeah, there's an oxygen meter at the top right. However, I don't think there's anything under the water to worry about. So at this point, I'm just exploring, basically. Okay. Was that the whole wall? I kind of thought there'd be like a settlement enclosed in here. Maybe it's the other way. I'm actually curious if any of the mods make the game a little more palatable when it comes to hunting than just the same formula. So I'm going to guess the answer is no, and that they just use all the same mechanics as the original. Because some people are very fond of these Carnivores games, and presumably very fond of how they play. I'm not adverse to patience, but I do think there's too much downtime and not enough smart ways to reduce that in this game. And its various other versions. I haven't actually gotten Ice Age working yet, which is the one that comes after this. So, I don't know if that we'll be checking that one out or not, despite its absence of dinosaurs. Though Archaeopteryx is in it, and that is a dinosaur, so there's at least a dinosaur in it. But yeah, I don't know if we're going to be checking that out for a month or so of Dino, or maybe just in general. There's another wall over here. So you'd think that the settlement would have been between those walls. Well, there's actually kind of a boxed-in area here. I wonder if there's anything here, or if it's just decoration. Also, why would a T-Rex smash their wall down? I kind of wonder if you could take the terrain for one of these Carnivores levels and use it as a terrain map for a Trespasser map. I'm going to guess no, they're probably not a compatible or convertible format. Unless, because I think Trespasser uses 3DS Max for their terrain, but it might actually be something else that is then imported. I know that the folks over at Trescom do not like having to generate their own terrain, because it is a pain in the ass, from what I understand, which is why they often use existing terrains and then just modify them instead of making them from scratch. There are a few levels that use completely new terrains. But yeah, seeing this little abandoned village makes me think, like, how would this work as a Trespasser level? There's probably too many trees. But then, I don't think those are part of the terrain, right? Because those are placed afterwards, so it would just be the general layout of the hills and everything. Apparently, there's another Allosaur on the other side of this hill. To the east. Also with Carnivores, would you want to actually get them on your scent trail to try to get upwind of them so that they... upwind of them so that they smell you coming and they come after you? Try to take one of these down, and then I think that'll be it, because there's not really much else to show. Much like the first game, this is still a fairly basic game. So, I'm not going to grind up far enough to see more of this game. I'm kind of just checking it out as a curiosity. There's an Allosaur. Issue a challenge. Oh, there's another one. There's another one over there. Come on, buddy. You can find your way around the trees. Oh, I actually have to reload. And dead. Killed in the same way we were killed in the first one. So the pistol is kind of shit, no matter what. But yeah, that's Carnivores 2. It's a lot like Carnivores 1, but slightly more. And there are probably like a dozen mods for this, like fully fleshed out mods, and then a whole bunch of other mods that just add weapons or a species or whatever, but I don't know if any of them really add any more complexity, and that's what I think is lacking from these Carnivores games so far. It's just a lack of more useful hunting features beyond just having a gun and pointing a gun at a dinosaur. But anyhow, thanks for joining me for this look at Carnivores 2. We are definitely going to at least check out the remake of the first game, but Ice Age is still kind of a maybe, and might actually happen after a month or so of Dino. But until the next hunt, Y'all take care.